Hey guys, this is F2B Genshin, and the Eula teaser just dropped, which is really exciting for me because I'm really hyped for this character. I was shaving my pity for Zhongli, but I was also kinda confused. Yeah, I was kinda confused about who to choose, Eula or Zhongli, because us F2B players, beggars can't be choosers, right? So I had to decide, and well, this teaser might just make me reach my final decision. I am joined by Danda Boy here, who also has an interest in Eula.
Hey guys, I'm Thunderboy here, and yeah, these teaser trailers are really important because they can kind of change the way you want to use your Primo Gems, and we have a very limited supply. So, yeah, they can generally influence our decisions.
Yeah, true, 100%. F2B players, we know our struggles, am I right?
Yeah, I swear, I know that.
Alright, so this is my guaranteed pity, so it's kind of a big deal. Alright, anyway, enough about that. Let's start with the teaser, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. We can start it.
Alright.
Thanks for sharing the table with me.
Damn,
To
she's
think
really
all the other
cute.
patrons are actually
Cute and
avoiding
hot.
me. I'll remember this. Seriously, they cared that much about my lineage? Even if I were out for vengeance, they'd have to wait their turn.
The Gunhildr clan, the Roggenvinder clan, and the Lawrence
Doesn't that look like Diluc's father, the
are the
Ragnar
three
with
Yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
prominent
I think that
families
he is
in
Diluc's
Mondstadt's
father.
history. Among them, the Lawrence clan became blinded by their desires, plunging Mondstadt into a dark era under the aristocracy's oppression. In time, Lady Vanessa overthrew the aristocracy and established the Knights of Favonius, while the Lawrence clan quickly fell into obscurity.
Wait, Lady Vanessa, isn't she the one who Jean is always looking up to?
Yeah, I think she's that lion princess or something like that. Like she's
Yeah, I remember.
she's very popular in the Mondstadt lore. I don't
Yeah,
remember
I
exactly why,
remember
though.
reading the prologue of the manga, and in that, Venti actually helped Vanessa, to overthrow the Lawrence clan, if I do remember correctly.
Ah, okay. So she's like as old as Venti then. I mean, in that olden times.
Yeah,
Ah, I didn't realize
you
that.
could say, but Venti was the Archon, right? So yeah, he helped her
Yeah.
to overthrow the Lawrence clan, and that's why.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. All right, continuing.
Over the next 1,000 years, their flame of vengeance continued to flicker and burn, but never again did it ignite into a blaze. Perhaps the finishing blow to the Lawrence clan was...
Oh, wait.
She
Can you
was-
pause this 1 second?
Yes.
Do you think she's holding the bell? Does that look like the bell to you?
Wait. Yeah, the colors kinda look like the bell. Wait, let me check. Wait, let me see. Look here. This bell has a circle type thing, and that one doesn't.
Ah, I guess you're right. But I mean, the color is so similar. So I'm
Yeah,
really
true,
confused.
100%. Anyone would be
I
confused.
thought it was very strange.
Yeah.
I thought it's very strange because why would she have HP scaling?
Yeah, HP scaling. The bell is the worst kind of weapon. Anyway,
Yeah, definitely.
let's continue. Also, so basically, what they're trying to tell us is that she is the one who put an end to the Lawrence clan people.
I think it's more like she's just trying to fight against her own family.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
now she's trying to put an end to the clans. What do we say?
Hatred, like their hatred towards Mondstadt, I guess.
Not really hatred, but I guess that they're trying to come to power again, and she's not allowing them.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. I think that makes sense.
All right, so we'll continue from here.
known as the Spindrift Knight, most gifted descendant of the Lawrence clan, Eula, joining the Knights of Favonius. Although the word vengeance is always upon her lips, she has proved time and again that she is a kind-hearted and honorable ally.
When a noble woman is
Man,
speaking,
Mihoyo with these
you have to
angles.
lower
Yeah.
your drink and look her directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
And they called us on it.
Yeah, true.
Etiquette.
Yo, look at Ether.
Hey, that's Ether. That's Ether. Yeah.
It's that Gunhild.
Is that the first time they're showing Ether in a character trailer or something? Because I don't remember
Yeah.
them showing him anywhere.
Yeah. I guess that he was in the Shinyan character demo, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember that, but yeah, I mean that it's rare to see him.
He hasn't been in any of the teasers, but he has been in the demos. So this is a teaser.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, true. Alright, continue.
Mark my words. Vengeance will be mine.
Alright.
Little Sundare, don't you think?
Yeah, she is a Sundare. 100% true. Alright, so let's look at her talents now. Because, well, that will actually help me decide if I should pull for her or not. Today, we'd like to introduce you to the captain of the Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company, Captain Eula Lawrence, the Spindrift Knight.
I like how they start all their messages with that
Yeah,
weird emoji.
emoji, yeah,
It's
true.
very cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. Kawaii.
Kawaii.
Alright, so we'll go over this story later. Voiceover here.
Oh wait, can you go up for a second? I think I saw something interesting.
What?
She's a burst damage dealer.
Wait, what burst damage
So-
dealer?
Yeah. So is there going to be a small controversy later if she's main DPS burst damage or how she's going to be used?
I don't know. I don't know. I want her to be a DPS.
Okay, let's take a look at the talents and see how it works.
So, normal attack, 5 consecutive, and charge attack. Okay. So, this is the normal attack, I guess. Yeah. Damn, she's spinning a lot.
Yeah, it looks like she's kind of dancing.
And she has the same charge attack pattern as Diluc.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't become like a Beyblade like all the other Claymores.
Yeah, exactly. True. But yeah, I don't think that they even tried to make a new animation. Honestly.
Yeah, it feels a little bit recycled.
Yeah.
But I
Alright.
like that last spin that she does on the normal attacks. It looks really unique.
Let me see that. Oh yeah. Whoa, 360 degree. Oh my god, that was cool.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Alright. Next we have the E skill, I guess. And the
Yeah.
tap version. Okay, so there are 2 versions of it. Okay. Slashes swiftly and gains a Grim Heart that stacks up to 2 times. These stacks can only be gained once every 0.3 seconds. Okay, so what is a Grim Heart? Increases Eula's resistance to interruption and defense.
Why defense though? I mean, it looks like she's supposed to be a DPS, but why would they give her defense scaling? That's very strange.
Yeah, defense I don't really understand. I guess that what they are trying here is that you use this and you stay with her on the field, so that you use this again, you gain 1 more Grim Heart, and then I don't know, do something with it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Alright,
continue.
let's look at the hold. Okay,
Lashes
consumes
forward,
all
dealing-
stacks of Grimheart and lashes forward, dealing AoE cryo damage to opponents in front of her. If Grimheart stacks are consumed, surrounding opponents will have their... Okay, so they will have their physical resistance and cryo resistance decreased.
Wow, that is really a little OP.
Okay, each consumed stack of Grimheart will be converted into an Ice Whirl brand that deals cryo damage to nearby opponents. Okay, so let me see how that works. Okay, so we are holding it, we do the slash, and then we have the... what is it called? Ice
The
Whirl
ice
brand.
swirl.
Yeah, Ice Whirl
It-
damage.
It looks like she's shattering also, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, it looks like Shatter.
Interesting.
So what they are telling us is that we use the skill twice by just tapping it, and then we use the whole version of it.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Okay, so that we also get the, what was it called? Ice World
Ice.
damage.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright. And also, yeah, we get 2 damages here, as you can see. So we had 2 ice worlds, right? Like it said here that it can stack up to 2 times. So we are getting 2 damage numbers here.
But one is physical. Oh no, two are physical. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 2 are physical. So I guess that is how it works. Like you get these Grim Hearts 2 times, and then you just do the whole skill. So you get 2 physical damage numbers.
Maybe, yeah.
But wait, Icewell brand that deals cryo damage. Wait, what?
Okay, so we have to look at the blue number then. I think the physical numbers might be the shatter damage in that case.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, I mean there's too many things that's going on. But it looks like there's a lot of numbers, which is always good for a DPS.
Yeah. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
with just her E skill, she's doing 5 instances of damage. That's pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. True. 100% true. Alright, now we have our ultimate Glacial Illumination. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let's see. Dealing cryo damage to nearby opponents and creating a light fall sword that follows her around for a duration of up to 7 seconds. Okay.
Look
Now
at
what is
that
the light fall
explanation.
sword?
It's like Elegy of the End again.
Okay, yeah. What was the passive of Elegy of the End?
I have no idea. I just remember it was very long.
Okay, yeah, that's why I don't even remember. I don't think that I even bothered to read it.
Yeah, same.
While present, the light fall sword increases Eula's resistance to interruption. When Eula's own normal attack, elemental skill, or elemental burst deal damage to opponents, they will charge the light fall. Okay, which can gain an energy stack once every 0.1 second. Once its duration ends, the light fall sword will descend and explode violently, dealing physical damage to nearby opponents. This damage scales on the number of energy stacks the Lightfall Sword has accumulated. If Eula leaves the field, the Lightfall Sword will immediately explode.
Oh my god, can you... it says it can gain a stack every 0.1 seconds and up to 7 seconds. Does that mean that 70 stacks are possible? Like,
Yeah,
theoretically,
actually, it does seem like that. 70 stacks.
that is ridiculous. It's going to be insane amount of damage if they allow for 70 stacks.
Yeah, 70 stacks. And wait. Okay, so there will be 70 stacks, I guess. And based on these stacks, we will have more damage. This damage scales on the number of energy stacks.
Yeah, that is like crazy. If even assuming like 10% per stack, that's 700% of bonus damage.
I don't think that they will keep 10%. I think that they will keep it like 0.1%.
That's too less. I mean, theoretically you can get up to 70 stacks, but she can't attack that fast, right? So
No. It's saying that after the ultimate, it will follow her around. This what we call it, the Lightfall Sword. It will follow
but-
her around. So
but you
and
gain
it
a
will
stack
gain
only
a
from-
stack.
from
Okay,
a normal
normal
elemental
attack.
skill.
Okay, elemental skill or okay. So yeah, it's not actually possible to get all 70 stacks.
But it is still crazy, like the amount of stacks that you can build up.
Yeah, and she is kind of a selfish character after the ultimate. Yeah, like if you leave her, then the Lightfall Sword will immediately explode.
Yeah, I think what Mihoyo is trying to do is like bring her on the field, 7 seconds, deal some crazy amount of damage, and then dip out. But she also has capabilities of staying on field.
I don't really like the fact that they are pushing her as a burst damage dealer. I would have liked if she was a main DPS.
Yeah, true, I agree. I mean, her normal attack animation is really cool, so it would be nice to see that.
Yeah, now I have my doubts. Like she looks cool and all, but it's now it's like 50-50 whether I should pull for Zhongli or Eula.
Also, do you feel her final animation, like the Q animation, is similar to Child?
Uh, this part is original. This is Child, the slash
Yeah.
type at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
This is kind of like Child, yeah. I don't know who to pick now. Do you have any suggestions for me?
I mean, Genshin, according to me, is a game of waifus. So,
Yeah.
So
I
it's-
guess I don't know what I should do. Like I am at wish number 70 at the moment. So
oh,
and it's my guaranteed pity. So I can get Zhongli or I can just wait for 6-7 days and get Eula.
I mean, it's all up to preferences at this point. But if I were you, I personally don't like Claymore characters, so I might go for Zhongli. But
Oh, but that's not the case with me. I am more of a Claymore user. I use Diluc, I use Razor. Basically, my main damage dealers are mostly Claymore users.
so do you have enough claymores for her then, or is she going to end up stealing somebody's equipment?
Probably Razor.
Ah, poor Razor.
But if we have her signature weapon on the weapon banner, then I am going to pull for that as well because I am at wish number 67 on the weapons banner as well.
So you're close to pity there too. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, then,
exactly.
then I think you should probably go for Eula because you can get her weapon and her. It would be better than Zhongli without anything.
Yeah, well, Zhongli is broken, but for Eula, we don't know anything, right?
That is true. I agree.
I guess when she comes, I would have to try. But now, I guess I'm not pulling for Zhongli anymore. If any one of you watching can convince me to do otherwise, then please do so in the comments. Because I would actually like to be persuaded to pull for Zhongli. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, anything at this point is a win-win, but you need to justify it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yura looks cool to me right now. No pun intended. But I want to, pull for her. I don't know why, but I'm getting the feeling that I should pull for her.
I mean, let's take a look at your team. Do you have a lot of dedicated DPS? Like, what is your situation?
Diluc and Razor are my main DPS.
And supports? Do you have like really good supports?
Yeah.
Then I guess you
Well-
got a well-rounded team.
Eula would be really good in the current Spiral Abyss.
That is very true. I think it's tailor-made for her, like as always.
Yeah, obviously MiHoYo is trying to promote their new characters.
Of course, I agree.
And also shield characters, because the next Spiral Abyss, Blessing of the Moon, which was stated in the Hoyo Lab article, in the official article, it stated that we would get some kind of, I guess, a recoil damage if the character is protected by shields. Like the enemies will get a recoil damage if our characters are protected by a shield.
Oh, I had no idea about this.
Yeah, the current buff favors physical damage, like it gives us stacks of physical damage, right? The current
yeah.
Blessing of the Moon.
Yeah.
So the next one is like that, the shield one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess we have stretched this long enough, so I guess we are going to end it here. Anything else
Yeah.
you would like to add?
No. Nothing else.
All right, so I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I guess I guess that's it. I will see you all in the next one. Also, wait. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you liked our impression of Eula. I don't know what I'm saying. But I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.